Welcome, dear listener. As you settle into bed, let your thoughts float gently, let your breath slow, in and out, like the rhythm of a calm river. Let your muscles soften, as the weight of the day melts away. Tonight, we journey far from the noise of the modern world. We are going back far, far back over 4,000 years ago, to a warm, starlit night along the banks of the Euphrates River, to the soft flicker of oil lamps behind mud brick walls, to the city of one of the oldest cities in the world. No kings to fear tonight, no wars to worry about, just the gentle life of ordinary people, going about their simple tasks. Before the invention of iron, before the pyramids of Egypt reached their peak, there was summer, and in summer, there was and in there was life, a soft, slow life. Let us walk through it together. Let the sounds and sights of this ancient place lull you to sleep. Let us begin. Scene 1. The city at dusk. Sun has just dipped below the horizon. The skies above the Sumerian city of glow in soft pinks and dusty purples. The flat rooftops shimmer with heat from the day, now slowly releasing it back to the air. It is the time of quiet. Shadows stretch across narrow alleys of hardened clay and worn brick. The river, the Euphrates, moves lazily nearby, whispering against the reeds. In the distance, you can hear the faint calls of children being summoned home. A clay pot knocks gently as it's carried up a stairwell to a rooftop kitchen. The breeze stirs grain sacks and laundry, left out to catch the last warmth. This city has no glass, no steel, no rush of motors or horns. Its walls are thick with time. Its streets twist and wind like ancient memories. The people here wear long robes tied at the waist. Their hair is coiled in buns, or left loose under woven caps. Their eyes are wide and tired after a long day of trade and toil. As night falls, doorways flicker to life. Simple lamps fed with sesame oil are lit one by one, casting golden halos onto the dusty ground. Families gather in courtyards. Fathers return from the temple workshops, where they carved stone or shaped bronze. Mothers kneel at the hearth, stirring porridge thick with barley and lentils. Children chase each other with soft giggles under the twilight. This is a city at rest. It has survived floods, droughts, and the slow crawl of centuries. But tonight, it sleeps. Scene 2. Inside a home. Let's step inside one of the homes. Its walls are thick, made from sun-dried brick and coated with mud plaster. The door is made of palm wood, hung simply on pegs. Inside, the air is cool. The family has gathered for their evening meal. There are no chairs here, only thick woven mats and low clay tables. A bowl of goat cheese, fresh dates, and cooked barley is passed around slowly. Each person eats with their hands, sharing bites and soft conversation. The children are sleepy now, resting their heads on folded arms. A small shrine rests in the corner dedicated to Ningal, goddess of dreams and the moon. Beside it, a bowl of milk has been placed as an offering. Tonight, the family hopes for good rest and better dreams. From the walls hang clay tablets, not for decoration, but for learning. The father is a scribe. He teaches his children to press reed styluses into wet clay. They practice cuneiform, the world's first written language. Not with paper and pencil, but with tiny wedges and impressions in soft earth outside. A breeze carries the scent of river water and sesame. A donkey brays softly down the street. A neighbor hums an old lullaby. The stars begin to show. Scene 3. The quiet professionals wander a little further, to the city's quieter corners, past the market stalls, long since closed, past the workshops of the copper workers and reed weavers. Here, behind a stone courtyard, lives an old potter. He is still at work, though the stars have risen. By the soft flicker of his lamp, he turns his wheel slowly, shaping bowls for tomorrow's market. His hands are coated in cool clay, smoothed by years of practice. He does not speak, he simply hums. His shelves are filled with pale jars, etched with simple patterns. They are not treasures, but they are useful and beautiful. In a quiet way, across the alley, a midwife tends to a woman in labor. There are no cries, no rush, no chaos. Only whispered prayers, warm towels, and the scent of incense. In this world, life begins the same way it always has, with pain and patience and hands Hands that know what to do. Hands that remember. The potter finishes one last bowl. The baby cries. And the night continues. Scene 4. The temple sleeps as midnight nears. The grand ziggurat of the city watches over it all. It rises like a stepped mountain, built from thousands of bricks, laid by hand. Its walls are quiet now. During the day, priests offer incense and chant prayers to Nana the moon god. But now, the sacred fires have dimmed. The temple guards rest in shifts, their spears leaning gently beside them. An old priest sits on the temple stairs, gazing at the moon above. His hands are folded, his eyes closed. He breathes slowly. The temple cats slink along the ledges, watching the world without a sound. Pigeons roost in the high corners, and the city below breathes. This is the time for dreams, dreams of rivers and harvests and gods who walk among the people. Dreams shaped by stars and clay and time, falling asleep in ancient urine. So the night deepens. In the city of Ur, lamps are lowered. Children are asleep, mothers rest, fathers dream. The river continues its slow journey, just as it always has, just as it always will. Let your mind rest here for a while, among the reeds and bricks, among the stars and oil lamps, where time itself moves slowly, and peace is made of clay. You are safe here. In a time long before the noise, long before the worry. You are part of history now, and history is quiet. Sleep well. Scene 5. The stargazers above the sleeping homes of Ur, where clay rooftops turn pale under the moon. A small group of stargazers has gathered on the ziggurat's upper platform. They are not priests, not quite, but their task is sacred, all the same. They are the city's sky watchers, keepers of the stars and scribes of the heavens. They carry no telescopes. Only reed styluses, clay tablets, and quiet minds. Their job is not to explore the stars, but to record their gentle rhythm. They mark the paths of Venus, note the dance of Jupiter, and trace the slow, glowing arc of the moon. The Sumerians do not see the sky as random. It is a tablet divine and legible. And tonight, it is clear. From this height, the city looks peaceful. The oil lamps below are flickering dots, like fallen stars resting gently on the earth. The Euphrates gleams in the distance, curling like a silver thread through the dark land. The scribes dip styluses into water to soften the clay. They press their notes with care. No rush, no error, only soft, practiced motions. They whisper to each other of omens and months, of planting days and holy tides, but mostly, they watch and breathe and write. Scene 6. The bakers before dawn. Down in the southern quarter, while most of the city dreams, a soft orange glow flickers behind a low brick wall. It is the bakery bakers. In summer start before the sun. Their ovens' deep clay kilns must be hot and ready when the first traders pass. And so, in the heart of night, they begin their quiet work. One stokes the coals with date palm branches, while another kneads thick dough in a wide stone basin. Their movements are simple, rhythmic, almost meditative. The dough is heavy with barley flour, mixed with ground sesame and bits of dried fig. A third baker shapes it into rounds, small, sturdy loaves for laborers. Flatbreads for temple offerings, sweet cakes for morning households. The room smells of grain, smoke, and thyme. Outside, the alley remains dark, but inside, the ovens crackle gently. One baker hums to himself an old tune passed from his grandfather's lips, a lullaby made of dough and fire. By the time dawn breaks, the baskets will be full, but for now it is night. And the bread is rising. Scene 7. The reed boat builders just before first light. As the mist begins to rise from the Euphrates, 2 men are already at the riverbank, working slowly by lantern light. They are boat builders, not of grand ships or war vessels, but of simple reed boats, tied with palm fiber and sealed with bitumen. These boats carry fish, jars, and sometimes passengers. They float like woven leaves across the water. The builders speak little. Their hands know the work. Bundles of reeds are soaked, bent, shaped, layered and lashed and sealed. The air is quiet here. Only the soft splash of a heron landing nearby. Only the creak of wet reeds under pressure. They work side by side. One holds the bundle in place. The other weaves the twine. They hum a patternless tune, no words, just breath and motion. Nearby, a boy prepares small clay jars to be ferried across the river. He checks them for cracks, gently tapping each one. He is learning. The light on the water shifts. The first gold of dawn brushes the river's edge. The city behind them still sleeps, but the boat is almost ready. Scene 8. The temple garden awakens at the edge of the temple district. Behind high walls lies a garden most people never see. It is tended by the temple gardeners, priests of a quiet kind. They do not chant. They do not offer sacrifices. They simply care for plants. The garden is lush, fed by ancient irrigation channels that pull from the river. Date palms sway softly, and under them grow herbs, beans, melons, and lotus. There is a fountain here, small and still. At its center rests a carved stone of Enki, god of water and wisdom, a place of silence. Birds gather early in this garden, doves, finches, and the occasional hoopoe. The gardeners scatter seeds and whisper thanks. The temple will use the herbs in healing. The melons will be shared with the poor. The garden is not showy. It does not boast, but it breathes. As the first sun touches the tips of the palms, a breeze stirs the leaves. The world is beginning again. Quietly. Softly. And now, the sun begins to rise. The quiet of night gives way to soft movement. But you may stay behind in the stillness. In this place where bread bakes slowly, where stars are read like poems, where boats are built in silence and gardens bloom without a sound. Let your breath match the calm rhythm of this ancient city. Let your body rest as the world turns gently. You are safe in You are welcome here, and you may dream now just as the Sumerians once did, beneath the stars, beside the river, with time flowing soft and slow. Scene 9. The marketplace before the rushed sun has now lifted above the rooftops, casting soft gold across the eastern streets. But the city is still not loud. Sumi awake slowly. In the marketplace near the city gates, traders begin to lay out their goods. Not with shouts or clamor, but with careful hands and quiet greetings. The stalls are simple woven reed mats tied to wooden frames. Clay pots rest in pyramids, filled with lentils, onions, and chickpeas. Jars of honey catch the morning light. Bundles of wool, baskets of dates, and tiny carved amulets are arranged in tidy rows. A woman lays out fabric dyed in soft indigo and ochre. Beside her, an older man sharpens reed tools with a stone. They nod politely to one another. They have stood here for many seasons. A child walks barefoot through the square, balancing a small water jug on her shoulder. Her eyes are curious, watching the world unfold. A temple scribe pauses with a list of grain owed. His eyes glance across the tablets. But there is no urgency. This is not a market of crowds or coins clattering on stone. It is a place of rhythm. Of exchange. Of trust. And as the day opens, it will grow busier. But for now, it is peaceful. And in this gentle moment, it breathes. Scene 10. The school for young scribes tucked between two quiet courtyards. Just past the home of the temple musicians sits the small tablet house. A school for the young and curious here. Boys and sometimes girls are taught to write. Not with ink, but with styluses of reed. Not on paper, but on small blocks of clay. They sit on mats under an open canopy, sunlight slanting through woven reeds above them. Each child holds a soft square of clay in one hand, and a stylus in the other. The teacher, a gentle man with silver in his beard, paces slowly between them. He speaks softly, his tone patient and kind. Mark the sign for barley, he says. Now write the name of the moon. Tap, tap, press. Lines and triangles, indentations and dashes. The birth of language, carried on little hands. One student frowns, her tablet smudged by a careless wrist. The teacher kneels beside her. Try again, he says, slowly. The room is quiet, but filled with the warmth of learning. One by one, the students shape their signs. And the city gains its future scribes. Scene 11. Resting in the midday shade as the sun rises higher. Its warmth spreads across the rooftops and alleys of her. Shadows shrink. Time slows. It is now midday, the time for stillness. In homes and shops, people pause their work. Some gather under date palms, others rest on cool floors inside. The air is still and heavy, filled with the distant hum of insects and the soft calls of birds circling above. A mother rocks her infant under a hanging cloth shade, fanning both of them with a wide woven fan. She hums gently, not a song, but a tone, steady and soothing. A young man dozes beneath a fig tree, his head resting on a folded cloak. A half-read tablet beside him. In the courtyards, clay jars are filled with water, cool from the shade. Dogs nap in doorways, their sides rising and falling in peaceful rhythm. Even the river seems to slow. Midday in summer is not loud. It is a breath held in the heat. And then exhaled. Slowly. Scene 12. The end of the day returns, and so the day stretches toward evening once again. Shadows grow longer across the cobbled paths. The sky shifts from pale gold to soft amber. And the cycle returns. Children return from their lessons, hands stained with clay. Fathers carry baskets of figs. Mothers scoop lentils from broad bowls. Even the ziggurat glows in the late sun, its bricks catching the final light. Dinner is cooked slowly. Stews bubble in clay pots over low fires. Lamps are lit again, and rooftops fill with people watching the sky. The same stars that shone last night begin to appear once more. Venus returns. First. Then Mars. Then the silent ocean of stars. The scribes may record them again. The midwife may swaddle a newborn. The potter may finish another jar. But for now, the city quiets again, just as it did before. Just as it will tomorrow. Now, let your mind drift, soft and slow. Like the Euphrates beneath the moonlight, you have walked the streets of a forgotten city, seen how life unfolded in the simplest of ways, how hands shaped clay, how eyes read stars, how bread rose in silence, and children wrote the first words of time. Here, there is no hurry. No burden, only the quiet rhythm of human life flowing gently through the centuries. Let yourself rest in this rhythm now. The city sleeps again, and so can you. Sleep well, dear traveler beneath the stars of ancient. Good night.